Hi and welcome everyone. I'm Sandy and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. And I am super excited tonight because I have a sneak peek for you of a new product. Those are always the most fun, don't you think? I think so. I think so. Just making sure it's all set up. Oh yeah, and centered. Wow. So I'll show you some of the goodies, and then I'll explain when they're available and for how long they're available and all that. Just fix the lights just a little bit. I know we've got a fair bit of glare, but I do have 4 lights here to try and make it as bright as possible. Alrighty, so the early release is for Eden's Garden. Eden's Garden will appear in the next mini catalog. But it's being released early. And which is really cool about this is not so much the sentiments, but the images and some of the paper would actually work for Christmas. So it's good. It's really good timing, actually. I would show you the dies. However, I have set them aside. Been very busy working on the retreat that happens in November. And so the desk beside me is completely covered in boxes of retreat goodies, and same with the desk behind me. So I looked everywhere for the dies. Well, apparently not everywhere, because I'll find it as soon as I finish the video, no doubt. The dies are really pretty, I can tell you that. I know one cuts out this, probably cuts out some of the greenery. I got a quick look at them and then misplaced them. And then there's some really cool frames in them as well. So this is available as of November the 2nd, as are the dies, and they will follow through into the mini catalog. Okay, next. Oh, I've got the yawns. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I'll stop and say a couple highs. Hello, Rosemary and Bea. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so next, and the next 2 products are also from the Eden's Garden, but they will be available November 2nd, but these are while supplies last. Unfortunately, my lights are kind of taking the color out of this. This is actually like an evening evergreen. So you have soft succulent and evening evergreen, which are both the new in colors. This is called cotton paper. It's quite thin. It's kind of like tissue paper. The only thing is that one side is like a matte finish and the other side is shiny. I have not used this yet, basically because it just came in. I haven't had a chance to play with all of the retreat goodies. Okay, now this is beautiful, gorgeous paper. Again, like the cotton paper. Sorry, I have the yawns. I'll explain why. Available while supplies last. The cotton paper and this and the gems, which I can't show you because when I placed my order they weren't available, and now they are available for us. So I didn't get them in my pre-order. Let's put it that way. So, but the gems, this paper, which is called Ever Eden, and the cotton paper are all while supplies last and only available between November 2nd and January 3rd. This paper is gorgeous. So you can see the gold foil. I think it looks completely washed out, by the way. I keep looking at the video and I'm like, nah, it looks so pretty. So pretty. I'll keep changing the angle. All right. This is one of the papers we'll be using. Well, this is the paper we're using tonight. Stunning, absolutely stunning paper. Soft succulent again. And this is pretty. This I thought, now I know you're going to go, what? This one I thought would really make a cute Christmas card. You know, put in some cherry cobbler, put in a couple of gems. It's going to be Christmassy. Ooh, and this one too. This is a tiny pattern. This side, by the way, all of these papers have gold foil. Now this one has tiny little dots. And do they show? I have no idea. But we'll do one of those, so maybe. And it's got the soft succulent and the evening evergreen. Like, wow. that is crazy gold. I would probably use it in a background or as a like a piece. Probably not cover a whole card in that. And this one as well. So this one I used on the original card that you'll see. Super gorgeous. Oh, okay. So I'll explain why I'm yawning so much. I've been staying up late trying to get the oh, see, there goes my brain. Staying up late trying to get the retreat goodies done because I need to get them done. And but this morning I had to get up at 7:30, which is an hour earlier than I usually take care of my grandson, because it was just going to be him and myself in the house, so I had to get up because his dad had to go to work in Kitchener-Waterloo. But unfortunately, the little guy was sick through the night, which I could hear as well. So you're like all concerned and not sleeping. So that's why I'm yawning so much. Sorry. Okay, here's the other side. This is like a paint splatter, kind of. Little dots. I considered this as a background on the inside of the card and haven't decided yet. This I really like. I love the pattern and that it's on an angle. See, I see that on a card front for sure. Totally. Oh, I always have to check what's on the other side. Now this is your ombre looking paper. So it obviously goes from evening evergreen and then passes right through to soft succulent and then goes even lighter. Very cool paper. This reminds me of a suit. I don't know what you call it, herringbone, kind of. The pattern on it, I really like it. Really pretty. This one reminds me of this kind of, this coat that my mom had that kind of had like slubs in it of like wool that was sticking up in little bumps. I don't know how well that shows on camera, but it's pretty cool paper. Alrighty, shall we get to it? Paper, of course, some of it looks awful on the screen because it picks up weird things. This is our card base. So we're jumping right in. This is soft succulent. And I'm going to give you all the measurements now. There's a lot because there's a bunch of pieces. I know I don't usually have a lot of pieces. This time I do. So if you miss them, just go back after. No, not now. I'm just kidding. Okay, so this is 6.5 by 5.5. And on the 6.5 side, it is scored at 4. Do it that way. 4.25. So all I'm going to do is fold it and use my bone folder to get that a little flatter. I may have to do it on this side too. There we go. Okay, that's your card front. Woohoo! Alrighty, now we start bringing in the pieces that fit. So this goes on the front. This is the gold foil, and this is the beautiful paper that we just looked at, the Ever Eden. So I did it out of order, so my fingers are like, that's not the right one. The gold foil is 2 1/8 by 5 3/8, and it's going to go right there. And then the DSP is 2 by 5 1/4. I put them on the same line. What was I thinking? So let's just watch me glue. You know why I use Tombow, because I like and I need that wiggle time. This is just a small border. I've already got glue on my fingers, so I'm going to try and avoid it. You do not want to get random glue on your gold foil. It doesn't clean up very well. Oh, I just noticed Chris is there. Hey, Chris. Okay, so there's that piece, and we'll glue that on. Now I'm still practicing with the image stamps, so I didn't actually use any of the image stamps for the for this card. Still practicing. It's a distinctive stamp, and it's a little trickier than some, but I love distinctive stamps, so I will Did I put this right? Yep. I was just like, did I just put this on upside down? I don't really see that there's an up and a down particularly. So that's that side of the card. And now we have this side of the card. So this, also soft succulent. This little piece is 3.5 by 3.25. And on the 3.5 side, I have scored it at 3/4 of an inch. The gold piece, this is 2 5/8 by 3 1/8. And then this little piece is, I'm looking for it, is 2.5 by 3. So you can see that there's just like, again, the same border. When I'm doing cards like this, I would make my borders the same. I wouldn't go like wonky and have this one really huge. I personally don't like the look of that. So I'm going to glue these together, maybe on screen this time. If you hear any rumbling, it's not a Roomba, but it's a little automatic vacuum thing is like in the room above me. You know, and it's crazy. I would have to agree with you, Lila. The color combos here. Originally, I didn't have gold on the first one, and I changed my mind partway through. I do want these leaves going the same direction. Just double check. Not really seeing a huge difference. Not seeing a huge difference. So we'll just glue it. And on. And I have glue on my fingers again. Thank goodness for a out of sight cloth to get that off. Okay. So you can kind of see what's happening here. So before I can put this piece on, I need to put the inside piece on. And I know I don't normally glue ahead of time, by the way, but I did this time. So this is basic white. This is 4 by 5 1/4. I know normally I go a little bit bigger, but I didn't this time because I just wanted more of the soft succulent to show. So on my original, it looks more like this, but on this one, it'll be here. Now the gold piece, the gold foil, this is 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4, so the same length. So what I have to do here is I'm going to adhere this first. I just want to double check. That'll work. It'll work. Oops, I almost glued the wrong thing. So I'm just going to place a bit of glue here, and I'll have to hang on to it because I have the snail, it's not called snail. The Seal Plus did come in, and I didn't put it together because I was putting together the packages. All right, so I'm just going to hang on to that for a second. You can put this at whatever height you like. I should tell you though, and I think it says in the description, this is called a Latch fold card. There we go. Now you know what? Now these don't match up, and now I'm thinking it should have. So, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so I feel that looks like it's on there quite nicely. Whee! Almost off the side. The thing is, when we're making cards, and you probably see the same kind of, or experience the same kind of thing, where more glue, where you know it's trial and error, basically. Trial and error. So if I don't like this being this small, I'll make it bigger next time. That's all you have to do. Yes, we're doing another fun fold, and this is easy. This is so easy. You're going to be like, are you kidding me? All right, let's set that aside and bring out the goodies for heat embossing. So, and I say this every time, we don't have these, but you can get them at your craft store, I'm sure, your favorite craft store. So that's the embossing buddy, and we put that on to reduce the static so the embossing powder doesn't stick all over it and make it weird. The stamp is from the stamp set, and I'll show you why I love this font so much. Oop, try not to wiggle the camera. I'm not worried about where this is going to go because it's going to be die cut. There we go. I did rock and roll just a little bit. You know how I always say don't do that? I just gave it a wee tiny rock and roll. I actually, believe it or not, got a halo on one of my stamps from one of my stamp images the other day. I can't believe I did that. I haven't done that in so long. So this is gold embossing powder. And look at how delicate the font is. Like, it's not super thick, which I like. I love heat embossing. I just don't like when the words are like really thick. Because it just looks like more than I want. I will clean that up right after the video, I promise. One thing you don't want is embossing powder everywhere. So, let's heat this up. So I am bringing out the heat tool. I'll just heat it up a bit off screen. Takes less time. Okay, and the magic. So you can see how close I am. You can be that close as long as you're moving it. There we go. And I always have to go back and forth like this just to make sure. I did do some heat embossing earlier tonight on a blog hop card, and I realized that I had missed the end of it. So anyway, and there's Julie. Hello. Okay, so you know I've already cut this, but isn't that beautiful? Hello there. And the sentiments on this are perfect. I'm just going to bring it back in for a second. Dear friend. So if you just wanted to say dear friend, you just cover this part of the Stampin' tape and do dear friend, and that's beautiful. And sending hugs. So all of these three all have that same font. So it's going to heat emboss or stamp beautifully. Okay, so this, remember last week, the card we made was, I used pierced blooms and the pattern paper. And this is the little die out of there. Oh my goodness, I did it crooked. Okay, well, so be it. I just noticed that. You know what I could do is I could do it right now. Yeah, it's going to bug me. You know it's going to bug me. 1 second. And sorry about this. I have to bring in my old Big Shot because it's the closest thing to me. All right, so let's get that die. So sorry about that. Now you can see how horrible my plates are. Like, ugh, they are bad. Okay, let's try and do this one straight. I'm thinking I moved it, you know, while I was, that looks pretty straight to me. And I never know. Is it my eyes? I don't know. So I was also going to say, if you wonder, like, I haven't hardly posted at all in the last several days, and again, that's the retreat. They are a little more work than I thought it'd be, but it's coming together nicely. That is much straighter. Now, quite often when we die cut really close, but I'll show you why I did this. Number one, because look how clean that looks. I guess you'd call it clean stamping. Okay, so layering circles, remember them? If you don't have them, seriously, you need them. You're probably going to ask me which one this is, and it's not the little ones, it's not the big ones, it's in the middle. I am partway, when I was prepping this card today to, nope, come on, glue. No, little clog, we will fix that. I realized that I would like a bigger circle. So this is actually bigger than the original card. So this is, again, soft succulent. This is gold foil. And just that little bit. Like, there's a lot of gold on this card, but you just want it to just show a bit. I have to dig out my dimensionals here. They're under a heap of things. And yes, I'm using dimensionals. I'm going to pop this up. It's going to get popped up kind of twice. 1, 2. Scissors. There's one. Not yet. We don't have to bring out the scissors quite yet. We're getting close. And actually, I think I'll bring out a new sheet of these. One moment. or a new package, as it were. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. Just a nice, clean look. Anybody else, does anyone else love like white and gold and green? It is such a fresh look, and that's exactly what I want. I'm going to aim for the center. I know I don't normally, but I'm going to aim for the center. Ta-da! Pretty good. And bring the card back in. Alrighty. So we have a choice here. Might as well open up this new package while I'm at it. Sorry. I hate making crinkly noises, but it is what it is, right? And the reason why I didn't want to use an edge piece is because I need two to fit on here, and it'll show you how it closes. So when I watched a YouTube video on how this was done, and I'm trying to think of who to thank for this. Leanne Graff, I think it was Leanne Graff. She's a demo in the US. She didn't put any ribbon or anything on hers, but you know me, how I like my gold trim. So I actually had to deconstruct part of my original card, which is why the photo will look a little bit different than what you see here, because I realized that the ribbon was getting in the way of the closure of this. Oh good, I didn't put them on. At first I thought I already did that. Is that too many loops? I think it maybe is. I think we're going to go a little lighter this time because the card, like I said, has a lot of gold on it. So this is the gold trim from the Simply Elegant trim. 2 loops. Yeah, let's just go with 2. Yeah, and I hear that machine right above me again. It's kind of like, don't you realize you already did that room? Don't you? I would tell you how long this is, but like I don't measure. I just go by what looks good. Alrighty. So go by whatever looks good to you. Alrighty, so, oh, maybe I can do this. Stop showing it just to myself. I want most of the glue dots to be over on this side. So I'm just going to press them. Just going to press them in. And I may need more. You can always add them after the fact. And when they don't go on, you just do it again. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. This is the exciting part, isn't it? Ooh, glue dots. Alrighty. And then you want to know what from top to bottom is. So all I do is I just make my loops, and then you see this one looks really little and it's kind of silly. We'll just change this one just a little bit. Make that a little bit longer. And it'll be on an angle like that. And I'll probably end up trimming that. Probably. Well, I will end up trimming those. Okay, so now we get to the latch closure. And I think I did it again. Nope, maybe not. Okay, so it's going to go like this. We know that we definitely don't want to put the dimensionals on top of those because it will affect the closure. So we'll get 2 dimensionals. That's all you need. Oop, and I'd like to leave the backing on. Oh, this is going to be one of those funny packages. Nope. Yep, I got the backing too. I got the backing. I got the front and the back backing. Does that make sense? The front and the back backing. On both of them. Maybe I dug in too deep on them. How exciting. Okay, so now when I did my original, and the instructions said you can feel this and you can feel how close you are. So I thought, oh, I have to put these right over at the edge, but then I couldn't get my card open. So I'm going to back off a whole bunch and take the backing off right now. And close the card and then go like so. Like so. As soon as I decide where I want it. Like so. Then press down those 2 dimensionals and check it out. That's how it opens. And I'll show you this direction. It closes in there. So let's clean up some of this mess. And here's the original. So you can see I used a smaller circle. And I like the bigger one better. I definitely put an extra loop in here. We got a couple loosey-gooseys going on, which is no big deal. Again, if you ever do that, just take your pick tool and get a glue dot on the end and just press it where you need it to go and hold that. That'll hold it in place. So yeah, this one, why does that look crooked to my eyes? It isn't. This one had, I think because it's smaller as well, it had a harder time closing. So I went with this. Now the other thing that I would do, and I didn't bring them for some reason, is I put a few of these little gold guys on. I know there's a third one. Oh, there, down there. Oh, which of course got in the way when I moved the sentiment over. So what I'm wondering is, what do you think? Is that a card you would make? Now, remembering that, you know, you're going to write, but chances are, you know, keep it writing to the center. You don't want it to be showing top and bottom. But I just think it's just such an easy fold card, and it's kind of like an unexpected fun fold, basically. So that's called the Latch fold card. Did I give you all the measurements? Let me just double check. Yes, yes, yes. Kind of yes. Yep, it's hard. You know what? This is so much darker than probably what you're seeing. And then the lighter. So they're just, you know, what can I say? So not if, it's going to roll around. When November 2nd rolls around, if you want this paper, you're probably going to need to order it. It's a specialty paper. You're probably going to have to order it really, really soon. Around the time of November 2nd, in other words. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Oh, I'm glad you liked the cards. Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for sharing my video. That really helps me more than you can imagine. Anyone watching on YouTube, because my video will be uploaded to YouTube, please subscribe. If you're new to watching me on Facebook, to be notified of when I go live, I think you have to hit follow. I think that's what it is. I always say that, but I can never remember because, you know, I follow lots of things, but I don't remember. Anyway, and I will put the important links up in the description once I've got everything uploaded. And if you wish to shop with me, I would be most appreciative. That would be lovely. Anyone shopping in November, or October, I should say, so you have a few days left, shopping in October that spends $60 or more through my shop, and you use my host code, I will be sending you a package of basic rhinestone jewels, which I love. They just didn't go with this card. So anyway, that's it. I will see you next Tuesday. Have a lovely week. Southern Ontario, stay dry and warm. It's a little chilly and a little rainy. Okay, bye-bye.